Initiating match.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for another Overwatch match tonight. This is Center Overwatch White facing off against North Dakota State University Gold. This is technically the third round of the last chance qualifier for Overwatch White in the Emergence Division to try to get themselves a slot in Nationals. Even though the first two games were not played, the first one was converted into a bye with some complications with the scheduling, and then the second team did not show up, so we got a free forfeit win from that. So now we are here on round number 3. This opponent has also kind of made it through the bracket and should be quite the challenge for the Colonels here today. Your Center Colonels are here on the right side here. I know it is confusing looking at the scoreboard. Very sorry, but they are in the red. This Big Soup on Orisa, Donkey Ghost here on the Sojourn, Doodoo on the Reaper, Stargarden on the Lucio, and Rat King on the Moira. Immediately, both teams kind of running up here into this room. Center sort of having to play the low ground as NDSU does get here a little bit faster. The Ramatra is super low for NDSU, but unfortunately that first pick is going to come down onto Doodoo. Chunky Ghost not far behind, also falling out here. Big Soup looking to make sure he and his teammates get out safely. We're going to see a swap here. Stargarden from Lucio over to Kiriko. So looking to play a little bit different without that speed boost.
Your end is within my reach.
Fortunately, Doodoo getting taken out again. Rat King popping ult, but there's another one available for NDSU here. Both Moira ultimates used into this fight. Center is still staying alive and still putting down some pressure in here, but they're not securing any picks, so they're not going to get that team fight win that's going to be necessary for them to actually start making progress on the point. We will see that wall out that's separating Big Soup from the rest of his team. Big Soup going to go ahead and ult himself. Is able to take out that Symmetra. That could give Center the advantage they need to make something really happen here. That beat comes out. Is going to keep that Ramatra alive and keep NDSU alive on this point for even longer. So looking at the Ramatra, they know he's down on some of his cooldowns, and that looks like Center is going to be able to swap the site over here. Stargarden at some point in all that mess, able to get an ultimate built up and popped to help Center go ahead and Clutch that one out. Doodoo does make a swap a little while ago, but that's the Reaper over to the Sombra. So kind of looking for some of this flanky backline damage. Big Soup able to get a pick onto the Symmetra, but it's going to need to back up a bit. And now doesn't need to. Has the full confidence to go in thanks to Rat King with the Coalescence, giving Big Soup the opportunity to kind of push up here. So Center's pushed up in this kind of position. No speed to get out, so... And then there's the speed available for the side of NDSU. We might see them just kind of look to go in here. But it looks like Center is doing a good job holding this choke point. They're all running onto where Doodoo is. They don't necessarily know where he is. They might be kind of spy checking there. Those turrets are going to make it difficult. Chonky Ghost is going to pop ultimate here. Kind of hope for a big headshot with this railgun. Cassidy almost dying there. Doodoo going to be able to finish off that pick here. Coalescence comes out. Big Soup popping his ult too. Doodoo with 2 great picks. Gonna give them advantage. Does seem though at some point during this fight things swap over, and the point is in control right now of NDSU. Now swapping over to Center, so 90% on the point. That was great for NDSU that they were able to cap that during that kind of scrappy fight where most of the fight was taking place off of the point. You see one more swap. Chonky Ghost onto the May. Center at 64% here. Still with control of the point. Star Garden taking a very proactive ult here. Going to go ahead and pop that, but does give NDSU kind of the opportunity to just walk away from it, play out of the line of sight. That does buy Center some time, but they're still probably going to need to win one more big team fight. They know that they're moving kind of up this top section. Big Soup with the first pick. Another great pick as well. The beat comes out, so the Lucio's helping keep people alive on the side of NDSU, but the fight on point goes differently, and that's Center kind of losing that fight on point. They're going to have to give sight here. They only have a few percentage points left until it's kind of do or die here. Center wants to make sure that they get a pick here and secure this fight now. That should potentially win them the sub-map. No picks out, but Center does cap. Can be huge, but they're going to need to stay alive. Chonky Ghost with the first pick. That's huge, but Doodoo falls. Thanks to that Coalescence from the Moira. No ults out or available for either side, but unfortunately that's going to be Rat King falling to the punches from the Ramatra. Center's not out of this yet. It's still a doable fight, but they have very little sustain. Chonky Ghost going to probably pop this ult instantly. He can freeze up that Ramatra. That could be exactly what Center needs to stay alive in this. Rat King will be back soon, but Center has to stay alive here, and it looks like that's not quite going to happen. It's just Doodoo and Rat King left on point. They're duking it out. They're dueling, but it's tricky. It's tricky. Just Rat King left. There's no heals. Thankfully, Star Garden able to get there in time, but gets burnt down pretty much instantly. All it does is trigger overtime, and it's not quite enough time for Center to get back. And even if they did, they don't necessarily have the resources to sustain that stall. But still, a really, really great round one. That's 99 to 100 here. That does go in favor of NDSU. But Center is capable of winning this. They've shown that both teams are going to have a pretty fair fight here. We're going to see Chonky Ghost was playing that Symmetra for a second. Now playing a Soldier, maybe going to leverage some more like long distance pokey damage. We're going to see a little bit of that out from NDSU, who's going to be running the Cassidy here. Another kind of mid to long range hit scan person. A lot of great burst damage to start from Center College, but that shield comes up and makes it very difficult for Center to really push their advantage from those opening volleys. But Center's going to be the one who's going to have to make something happen here, as NDSU is already bunkered down on the point. Big Soup taking some time to go look at those turrets, but while doing that, ends up getting burnt down by the Symmetra. Ramatra is really, really low, though. I think Center might have been able to win this if they just kind of pushed in. And it looks like they might be doing that. Rat King getting a pick there, but it's not quite going to be enough. 10% on the point so far for NDSU. And they've already charged Coalescence. They're looking to go around to the left. They're going to need to make sure that they don't run into a big Lucio boop here. Our Garden speeding people right onto point. Maybe looking for a environmental kill of their own. Coalescence comes out, but that's the only ult really used here. Rat King going to need to stay alive. It's the only support available for Center College here. It's Rat King and Star Garden. We're going to see that Coalescence invested here to try to win this 2v3. But with heals of their own available, this is going to be very, very, very tricky for Center College. Reinforcements do kind of come back here. Potentially scary with that Cassidy ultimate out. The window comes out, and this is just the position you want to be in if you are NDSU. Still defending that point, still ticking up more percentage. Center has some great ults here available for the next fight, so hopefully this is going to be their opportunity to make something happen. We're going to see a kind of a controversial swap here. Not controversial, no one's arguing with me, but Dudu Budu did have ultimate available on the Sombra and is going to make that swap to the Reaper to maybe leverage some more frontline damage for the Criminals. Budu instantly falling there. Maybe would have, in this particular instance, preferred to stick out with that Sombra, with that ultimate. Chonky Ghost using that damage ult of his own. Doesn't quite make anything happen with it, and things are just falling apart here for the Colonels. Almost getting a pick onto that Sombra, and it doesn't quite happen. 99-0 here on the second one. Much more in favor of NDSU Gold. See here, Ramatra from NDSU with the play of the game. Picking up those punches onto Chonky Ghost, who was using his ultimate there. See you in just a moment for map number 2. These are simply best of 2s here, or best of 3s rather, so there will only be 1 or 2 more maps.
Link for the display scoreboard. You can view this link in a browser. Stream Manager.
Initiating match.
All right, folks. This is map number 2. We are headed to Servasa. This is a flashpoint map. As a reminder, Center College is the team on the right side here, so we are in the red. Disregard the scoreboard with regards to colors and sides. NDSU is up 1-0 over Center College. So if they win this map here, they will take the match.
This should be interesting.
Our college white team here, setting up for their classic holding of the pizzas. You know, a time-tested tradition. Often leads them to great success. We'll see Star Garden on this Lucio immediately speeding the team to point. Monkey Ghost now on the May, permanently not starting on the Soldier like the last map. Big Soup and Matra here. Main difference between teams, we're going to see maybe a little bit more frontline big damage here for NDSU, but Center leveraging a little bit more of the utility from May and the backline hacks from Doodoo Boodoo. Fortunately, that's going to be Big Soup falling first. Might not be a winnable fight without a tank, and Rat King falling as well, going to make things difficult. We're going to see if there are any swaps to be made for Center College here, as that was a pretty dominant fight for NDSU. Chonky goes swapping from the May onto the Reaper. Make these comps a little bit more similar here. Doodoo Boodoo playing around on point. Stargarden amping heals. Doodoo Boodoo unfortunately getting picked by the Moira. It's going to be a lot of pressure onto Center here. See an early cold here. Center does proc the overtime here, but there's just not enough healing to keep everyone alive, even with Rat King's Coalescence here. Could be Center falling yet again.
Lost. Next, flashpoint, temple.
Could see another swap. That's Star Garden onto the Kiriko. Leading what was most of the way to a beat. Still have one ultimate here for Center College. Annihilation. They're looking to try to beat this Lucio that overextended a bit, but they're not quite able to land some of these critical shots. Big Soup maybe pushing in just a little bit too much, having to then contend with the Annihilation here from DSU's Ramatra. Center will have a lot of ults going into this next fight, and this is kind of when they want to be losing, if you're going to, because the point only just got captured as it wasn't open at the start of that fight. So NDSU will make a lot of progress in this, quickly moving game mode of Flashpoint, but not too much. Nothing Center can't come back from. Doodoo Boodoo gonna look for an EMP off the side here, right in the middle of everyone. Lands a great hack. And Chonky Ghost does huge damage with the Death Blossom. Nice clean fight for Center College. Shouldn't be long for them to get back up and tie up the percentage here. But they're going to need to win some fights too. They're going to take this flashpoint. See the beat available and the high noon. Soon to have a Coalescence and a Death Blossom. And they're hopefully wants to try to hopefully going to be able to do some big damage before they get the chance to pop too many of these ults. So close to taking out that Cassidy. Doesn't quite happen. Oh, it does. Chonky Ghost getting it just at the end there, but that is going to be swapping over to NDSU. Center might look to engage this quickly. They're still waiting for their DPS to come back. Doodoo Voodoo knowing it's a little scary to fight someone that's grouped up.
Oh, I feel all warm inside.
I have Kitsune Rush available from Star Garden. Unfortunately, Doodoo Voodoo falling before all the benefits of that Kitsune Rush can really go and assist him. There'll be another set of big ultimates here from NDSU that's going to go ahead and make this second point.
Lost.
Go to them. We're going to see more swaps. Center getting a little bit desperate here. This is back against the wall. If they lose one more flashpoint, that is over for their LCQ competition here. Chonky Ghost with a great opening pick on this May. Getting him some alt charge and forcing the 4v5 for Center College here before the point unlocks. Great shield from the Ramatra keeps NDSU alive despite a great May wall from Chonky Ghost. Soup and Doodoo Voodoo able to take out Matra. Doodoo Voodoo is pushed in kind of far. Get some extra picks. Able to wraith out safely. Center does have ults for this next fight. Now with Doodoo Voodoo on the Reaper, they're able to put a little bit more frontline pressure up. Let's see a nice early pull here from Rat King. We take out that Ramatra. It does happen. Cass still does have his ult. It lets it rip, and it is going to take out Doodoo Voodoo. And they're still doing pretty good in this fight. Chonky Ghost able to wall off what could have been his end from the Cassidy there. Nearly getting a pick on the Lucio. Center kind of hanging around these two doors, which serve as a nice choke point for them. They take up to 99, and they're not going to have it. There's a little bit of a mistake for them to kind of push into this when they didn't need to. We'll see if Center chooses to get greedy on this. I don't think they should. Probably just run out and get to point themselves. It's likely NDSU will get there faster. They have the Lucio. They're a faster comp in general.
Flanking.
Flashpoint unlocks in 10 seconds.
We've got Freeze, Death Blossom, Terra Surge, and Kitsune Rush. For very useful ultimates here. We're going to start with the Kitsune Rush into the Terra Surge. See if they can get some big damage onto this Ramatra. He's getting healed up quite a bit. I'm going to go ahead and try and push him in the corner. Unfortunately, Chonky Ghost is going to be the first pick of the map. We'll see him falling there. Nearly getting this Reaper, but DSU kind of backs up. They wait a sec, and then they're going to start popping all their ults, and that's what happens. So they waste a lot of ults. Not waste. They get a lot of value out of a lot of ults. but they don't have a whole lot going into the next one. So Rat King and Chonky Ghost hopefully are going to be able to pop their ults in this next fight, make something happen for the Colonels. But anything can happen here. You know, a couple stray shots from a Cass or a Reaper, and Sinners might get shut down. And the Flashpoint score right now is 2-1 in favor of NDSU. Rat King going to start things off with a Coalescence. It's going to go ahead and coincide with this freeze. Going to be pretty huge for Center College here. Try to win this fight quickly. They don't want to get any more percentage stalled on this point. And that is going to be 71%. And Center now swapping it over. If they lose one fight on this, it is likely going to go in favor of NDSU. So they need to make sure they win these fights and win these fights clean. If it swaps over to NDSU, only 30 more percentage for them to take it. That might happen before Center can regroup. Doodoo should have an ultimate available pretty soon. Just needs to do a little bit more damage to charge it. That wall helps just kind of slow people down a bit here. Doodoo does come in. He uses his ultimate, but a lot of pressure onto him. Forces the fade out from this Sojourn that has a great kind of off angle here. Doodoo TP's right up behind her. Gonna go ahead and take that out. This Reaper might be looking for a Death Blossom of his own. He does go ahead and pop it. It does do huge damage. Does have to Wraith out of it. That Moira is keeping him alive. Kitsune Rush from Star Garden. But unfortunately, Doodoo and Chonky Ghost are both very, 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 very low. We are going to see that Reaper TP away. Still ticking up. Center's at 99% here, but they still need to win the fight or else it won't go their way. Unfortunately, Doodoo falling. That could be devastating for Center College here. They need to stay alive. Star Garden forced to TP in, which is a very, very unsafe place for them to be. Moira gonna come in. That's Rat King investing in ultimate here, but it's not gonna be enough to go ahead and use that alone. It's possible that Center will still have touch here, but it's unlikely that all of them are going to be there at the same time. So this is do or die for Center College here. A couple ults might be available online, but Center is going to have to kind of trickle in here to the point. Could be really, really, really scary for them to potentially lose someone before they have the opportunity to really throw these ults out. Great freeze from Chonky Ghost, but too many teammates have already fallen. No one is left alive. That is going to be it going to NDSU as this Flashpoint map concludes. A great showing from both teams here. These were close fights, but at the end of the day, it is going to go to NDSU. Fizzy Drink from NDSU on the Ramatra with the play of the game here. G's to our opponent as always. As for how this affects Center White's ability to play in Nationals, it's likely that this will prevent us from earning a slot. But the format is a little bit more nuanced than that, so there may be some tiebreakers and other things that could allow us to still have this slot. So we will update you all on social media, on the Center Athletics website, if somehow Center White does still end up qualifying for one of those slots with the progress they were able to make earlier in the day for this last chance qualifier bracket. If that doesn't happen, it's been a great season. Thank you all so much for watching. Go ahead and sign off here. Y'all take care.